like Scoob. I think we're the patties. Hey, what's up, guys? So, I decided to make another one of these videos showing off some LARP gear. This one's going to be my pre/early war German Heer impression for just standard rifleman. So, I started out with World War I German, and when it came time to, dip into World War II, I was like, well, half the stuff I already have, so I might as well do an early war German impression. So, here it is. Just to get right into it, we got here my helmet. It's an original shell, M35 helmet, painted up apple green. Got an ET model eagle with the clear backing, and of course tricolor decal. And I went with the ET eagle because it's not focusing, but this is an ET shell. Make sure all the details are correct. This is 1937 dated. This is an aluminum rather than steel liner, also 1937 dated. They used aluminum early war and then switched to steel. So aluminum's a precious metal when it comes to things like aircraft. And even for the chin strap, got 1937 dated. And almost all my stuff's going to mark with 59. I'll kind of get into that in a little bit. But right here we got some brass split pins, also an early war thing. So pretty cool. These are reproduction pouches with the early war model of the D-ring. So these are 1937 dated. So pretty nice. This is an original flask, 1938 dated. But then the cover and the straps are reproduction. This is my belt, also dated 59. I gotta re-dye it. It's been pretty worn down. But the belt buckle is an original pre-war aluminum belt buckle, which is nice and pebbled. Here we have my early and pre-war Feldmütze, bottle green eagle. So I think this one is dated 1939. Want to make sure everything was dated pre-war. Really lock that down. These are my M35 pre-war tall jack boots. Basically, they had the 1866 boots, which was used for, in World War I. And then they switched to low boots for leather shortages in World War I. Then after the war, they went back to tall boots. We had the M33, which were really nice boots, but really hard to make. And so then they switched to these tall M35 boots. And then in 1939, right after the invasion of Poland, to save leather, they shortened the calf length to, save leather and stuff. So I got the really nice tall ones as well. So then we got the standard issue wool socks. I got about 3 pairs of these. Reproduction Stilhangenade. This is my soul book. Contains all the information you need to know. So there we go. 59. And so you would put all your items, put 59 on there to make sure that if you lose an item, they know who to get it to, blood group, my gas mask size. So I'm still filling out some of the information because to do it right, you gotta look at a lot of originals. So still working on it. Right. This is my M36 tunic. So we got the right here generic Blitzen. Eventually I do want to replace these with the unit specific and get the white bars right here, but they are at least backed, which is pretty nice. Got my neck liner in there. Only medal I have, because it's, again, pre-early war, is the sports medal. You see a lot of this in Poland. So it's kind of a nice little detail to have. And it's not like you're giving yourself a medal like an Iron Cross or something. It's a sports medal. You know, basically, if you're good at doing sports, you get it. There's a lot that goes into it. If you ever want to know like the history about these, then just let me know. Here's my ID tag. So ID 3rd Company, 11th Infantry Regiment. There's my number 59, blood type A. Got a pocket watch, compass right here, my pocket here. And I also have the aluminum tunic hooks with the internal suspenders, which is before the Y-straps. This is what you would use. I did paint them field gray originally, which is what they would be. They would be painted, and a lot of the paint has sort of rubbed off. The same thing goes for the belt buckles. A lot of people don't realize, but like these were painted. It's just a lot of originals has had so much of the paint rub off that, you know, you don't realize that they were in fact painted of this like sort of sage green color. You can kind of see the remnants of the paint in my original here. But if you're wondering what the color would be exactly, this color right here is sort of sage green. Eventually I want to replace the shoulder board buttons with numbered company buttons that you would see. It's not necessary, like 100% necessary, but it is kind of a nice detail I haven't gotten around to, is just getting the pointed pre-war shoulder boards with the company right there on those buttons. And I have that for my World War I uniform, but I just haven't gotten around to World War II because it is kind of like my secondary impression. It's not like what I normally do, so, you know, it's a work in progress. Here we have my bayonet and my e-tool. So this is going to be an original bayonet, and it's a matching scabbard to bayonet. The numbers are matching. This would be a pre-war, you can tell. It has the wooden handle. It's actually really in nice condition for being pre-war. And then this shovel is actually a World War I model. And these probably should be dyed again soon as well. Then I got the pre-early war Steingrau trousers. Pretty nice. I'm personally not a big fan of the look of the gray with the green jacket, but it is what it is. I know a lot of people really like it. This is my Car 98K. It's also in early war, so this one's 1939 dated. So we have the flat butt plate without the cup, and then the iron sights doesn't have the sight protector on it. Some things to look out for when you're trying to find an original early war. So right here is my tornister. I think it's like a M34 model. So I have my Zelt, and then I have a M36 greatcoat strapped onto here. I could do a better job folding it. I'll probably work on it. But you know, it's just nice to have at least an M36 greatcoat. I think there's only like 2 places that really makes reproductions of them, so they're always out of stock. Rather than a standard issue sweater, I went with a civilian sweater from the time period. So you'd see that. See civilian undershirts and civilian sweaters and stuff like that. So in here we have a pre-war, so World War I style mess kit, so longer than the M31s. You still see these issued early war, so it's just kind of a nice detail. And once again, because I do World War I figured why not. So this one's also going to be original, 59. My sports shirt, butter dish, canteen cup, cleaning towel, Espit stove, my utensils, spare collarless white undershirt. Well, used to be white. Then we have my M37 low boots, work boots. Hygiene kit, so towel. Then I have some razors, razor blade, some razor blades, razor, period toothbrush, period comb, extra socks down there. So pretty cool stuff. I got this bread bag. It's also early war. Tell by its more grayish color. And then it has the leather reinforcements. They got rid of this to save leather. This is 1939 dated. And it comes with a, of course, my bread bag strap. So I have a little sewing kit. Some of my winter stuff in here. Cleaning kit for my rifle. And then all the metal fasteners on here, all original aluminum ones. Gas mask can with a gas mask sheet. One thing I eventually want to get a short gas mask can. They did have the tall ones in Poland, but you know, it would be nice to have one of the early war, pre-war ones that were the short cans. Be kind of a nice detail to have eventually, but it's what I have for now, and eventually I'll replace it. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's not as much that goes with it as my Vietnam kit. Like I said, this one's more of a work in progress than that one as well. So, I think even like this is dated 1939. So I made sure to get everything that's kind of dated correctly. The only thing that's not dated correctly is my original gas mask can. It's 1944 dated. Like I said, eventually I do want to switch that out and, you know, redye my leather. But other than that, you know, this is pretty close to where I want my kit to be. So if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Let me know if you guys want to see my machine gunner setup, because I do have an MG34 and the kit to go with that. But yeah, have a good one.